Every night at exactly 3:33 a.m., something enters my house. It doesn't knock. It doesn't open the door. It doesn't make a sound. But the air changes. It becomes heavier, thicker, like the room itself is holding its breath. The first time it happened, I thought it was just a nightmare. I woke up suddenly. No noise, no movement, just silence. The clock beside my bed read 3:33 a.m., and the moonlight on my wall was moving, not drifting like clouds, not flickering like a weak bulb, moving, slowly, deliberately, like it was alive. I sat up carefully, trying not to breathe too loudly, and that's when I noticed something was wrong. My shadow didn't move with me. I lifted my hand, but the shadow stayed behind, still, watching. I blinked. It didn't blink back. I told myself it was sleep paralysis, a trick of the mind, a delayed reaction. But then the window cracked, not shattered, not broken. Cracked, like something pressed against it from the other side without touching it. The sound was soft, but wrong. The second night was worse. I woke up again at 3:33. This time the hallway light was already on. I never leave lights on. I stepped into the corridor and the air felt colder than before. The walls seemed longer, stretched somehow, and at the end of the hallway, something was standing there. Not a person, not fully, just a shape, darker than the darkness around it. It didn't walk, it didn't breathe. It glided, slowly, as if the floor didn't matter to it. I tried to focus my eyes, and when I blinked, it was gone. That was the moment I knew. This wasn't imagination. This wasn't stress. This wasn't fear playing tricks. Something was here. The third night I searched the house. I needed answers. In the attic, buried under dust and broken wood, I found an old typewriter. Beside it were pages, yellowed with age, typed decades ago. Every single page mentioned the same time, 3:33 a.m. The pages described a presence, not a ghost, not a demon. Something else. Something that enters through reflections, mirrors, windows, polished surfaces. It doesn't break in, it slips in, through light. One sentence was underlined 3 times. Do not let it see you clearly. I didn't understand what that meant, until the mirror cracked. It didn't explode. It didn't fall. A thin fracture appeared across the glass and slowly spread. I stepped closer, against my better judgment, and then I saw it. My reflection leaned forward. I didn't. It tilted its head slightly, studying me, observing the way I blinked, the way I swallowed, the way my chest rose when I breathed. It wasn't copying me anymore. It was learning me. After that, the house began to change. Doors opened without sound, light bent in directions it shouldn't. The kitchen filled with cold mist even though nothing was cooking. And in the garage, I saw something cross the floor, but its feet never touched the ground. I started staying awake before 3:33, watching the clock, waiting, hoping I was wrong, hoping it would stop. But every night, without fail, 3:33 a.m. Tonight, I didn't hide. I sat on the edge of my bed and stared at the door. 3:31, 3:32. My heart was beating too loud. And then, 3:33. The door slowly opened, but nothing entered. Because something inside the room was already moving. My shadow peeled itself off the wall. It stood up before I did. It stretched, like it had been asleep for a long time. Then the rest of it formed around the darkness. A shape. My shape. It stepped into the moonlight. Same height, same face, same breathing. It walked toward the mirror. And I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. I couldn't even close my eyes. It turned its head toward me and smiled. I didn't. Then it stepped backward into the reflection. The mirror went still. The crack disappeared. The room became quiet again. The clock now reads 3:32 a.m. Slow, calm, steady. I can hear breathing in the room, but I'm not sure it's mine. If you ever wake up at exactly 3:33 a.m., do not look into your reflection. Do not focus on the shadows. Do not let it see you clearly. Because tomorrow morning, only one of you will wake up.